Yeah, hi Dan. It's just ringing to let you know that that's our presentation training we did a couple of years back paid dividends again. So I've been managed to strike a deal with Mitre 10 that's going to see us for 6 months worth of business straight up with a view to a longer term relationship further down the track. So thanks again, mate. Very worthwhile. Thanks for all your help and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.
The grounding of Qantas has opened up battles on a number of fronts. The first and obvious one is the industrial relations, and Fair Work Australia. We'll take a look at that one. The second, and probably just as important, is the battle for the hearts and mind of the Australian travelling public. If Qantas can't win this battle, there's no point winning in the IR world because the Australian travelling public simply won't fly with them. When you want to set out to win an argument in the hearts and minds, persuade people, there are a number of elements you need to touch off on. The first is the personality and stance of the person speaking. Second is the appeal to the emotion, and third is the logic behind the argument being put forward. What I've done here is had a look at a couple of the news conferences and press releases that were put out on the weekend to take a look at the personality and stance of each of the main players. Alan Joyce for Qantas, Tony Snelden for the TWU, and Julia Gillard. Let's have a look first at Alan Joyce. He had the advantage in this argument in that he fired the first shot, he grounded the airline. Have a look at when he comes out to his press conference, and we'll look at it from a personality and stance point of view. Have a look.
We're always conservative in our approach, and for this reason, as a precautionary measure, we have decided to ground the Qantas international and domestic fleets immediately. I repeat, we are grounding the Qantas fleet now.
When Joyce came out, he had the advantage of being the first player in this event. He had his stage set up, he had the lectern, the microphone, the Qantas logos behind him. He was well prepared, he went out and delivered his message. When he delivered his message, he had great eye contact, looked around the room, spoke clearly, spoke well, and delivered the message that he's after. There were no big emotive words in there. He simply set out the message that he was going to deliver. What does this do from the perspective of the personality and stance you need when persuading an audience? This is him as a leader taking decisive action to show what he wants to happen. It is him being in charge and in control. That's the message he wanted to put across. Let's compare that now to Tony Snelden of the Transport Workers Union. Have a look at the footage from the press conference a couple of hours after Alan Joyce's conference. Here it is. He had the...
This is a preconceived, pre-planned attempt to hoodwink the shareholders, hoodwink the Australian community, and to destroy the Qantas brand.
The way Tony comes across can be seen mostly in his eye contact. For the whole press conference, not just that little clip, it was right in one direction, off into the distance, not looking at anyone in particular. He wasn't staring at a camera, he wasn't staring at a person. He was staring off so he could maintain his line of thought. There was no body language, there was no movement, it was just him standing, looking. What does that do for him as a leader? Does it put him across as someone trying to be inclusive, of rallying the troops, of bringing people together to his side of the argument so he can get those people on side to motivate them to join his argument? It puts up a wall, it puts up a barrier, and doesn't help win the emotive argument that he's putting across. He's using words such as hoodwink the shareholders, hoodwinked Australia, destroying the Qantas brand. Those emotive words are all well and good, but if they're not coming from the personality and stance, someone that the people in the audience respect and want to get on side with, those words will fall on deaf ears. The eye contact, the body language goes a long way towards setting him up as a leader that he is trying to be. The third player in this debate is Julia Gillard, and she represents you, me, and the wider Australian public. Let's have a look at her press conference that she held during the Chogham event when she had told the world leaders of the strike. Here we go.
I believe Australians want to see this sorted out. Businesses want to see it sorted out. Passengers want to see it sorted out. I want to see this dispute sorted out. That's why we have approached Fair Work Australia under the Fair Work Act.
When Julia Gillard is allowed to stand up and speak from the heart and off the top of her head, she becomes a different leader and a different speaker. She has the body language, she has the eye contact, she has the tonality that helps us engage with a message. She is there and able to engage with the audience. If you watch that whole press conference, you'll see that she's asked a couple of questions and she says, "That's a stupid question," and moves on. And it really was a stupid question, when she is allowed to be in charge of what it is she's saying. As this debate rolls on over the coming weeks, months, pay attention to the personality and stance of the leaders. How are they coming across? How are they media managing themselves and their position to persuade the Australian public to their message? If you get your message right, the way you're persuading the audience, you can achieve what it is you want to. If you want to get it right, give me a call at Executive Speaking and I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah, hi Darren, it's Adrian Kelly calling, mate. Just ringing to let you know that sales training that sales presentation training we did a couple of years back paid dividends again. I've been managed to strike a deal with Mitre 10 that's going to see us for 6 months worth of business straight up, with a view to a longer term relationship further down the track. So thanks again, mate. Very worthwhile. A lot of techniques that paid off time and time again, and I really appreciate it. I dare say I'll be back for some more to brush up, and we'll go from there. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for all your help, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers. Bye.